What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cracka. This is episode 31, part 2. Continuing my Philadelphia Comic Con experience. Um, Two things I actually forgot to say on the last part, which were pretty important, which I thought they were important. But one was with Norm Reedus. I was telling my fiance like what I would say if I met him, and she always says that all my lines I say to people are stupid and just dumb. And yet, when she met him, she stole the line I was going to say because I told her that I was going to tell him that he's awesome. He needs more screen time on The Walking Dead. She's like, "Oh, that's dumb. You don't say that to somebody or whatever." And she turns around and says it to him, and he was saying that when you get more screen time, it usually means they're going to kill you off. So he's like he kind of hopes he doesn't get more screen time. So that was pretty cool. And another thing, when I met James Hong, like I said, I forgot to mention this one, but when he was signing my autograph, he's like, "Oh, what did you think of Big Trouble in Little China?" And I was like, "It's my favorite movie." I was like, or at least one of my favorite movies up there. Don't want to really lie to him, but it is up there. If anything, it's probably my favorite one, or at least my top 5. But anyway, he's like, "Yeah," he goes, "It's amazing." He goes, "No sequel." And I said, "Yeah." I was like, what happened with that?" I was like, you think they would make a sequel to it?" And he said that they're originally going to make one. And John Carpenter scrapped it because he didn't want to be bothered with a sequel to it. And he said that they were saying something that they wanted to do a sequel now, or a remake or something. And he was saying, he's like, I can't do it. I'm too old. I wouldn't I wouldn't do it. And I said to him, I was like, "You're never too old." I was like, "You were awesome as a little pan. It was really, really cool." And I was like, "You're a sorcerer." I was like, there's obviously ways you can come back. I mean, it's not like you're. And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "But what can you do?" He's like, "That's the way Hollywood is." He goes, "Now it's all the special effects or the big thing that draws people in." And he said that it's also that obviously got to make money. He's like, "But now this is the year of the remake, and they're remaking everything." And I told him, as much as I would like to see another Big Trouble in Little China, I kind of hope they don't remake it because it's just awesome the way it is. It's just certain movies you shouldn't mess with, like The Goonies, and and this. But we'll see. Like, one of the things I've said to my friends about that is, like, I can't stand when they remake stuff or they reboot it. But actually, when you really think about it, sometimes you have no choice. Like, if you're gonna do, like, say, like, obviously the reboot of Batman was awesome because it was kind of going downhill. But now they want to reboot it again, which it sucks, and it doesn't. Like, same thing with, like, Spider-Man. Let's use Spider-Man as a good example. Spider-Man was awesome, then it went downhill, and then they make the reboot, and the reboot, like I said, I was pissed. I was like, "Oh my god, that they're doing a reboot of it. That's stupid. Why don't you just continue the story?" Like I said, sometimes you're just better off just rebooting it again. But it does suck if they're going to constantly reboot it over and over again. That's stupid. But also, again, to their point, is sometimes you have to, because sometimes the actors get too old, to really convincingly play the character. Because in comics, they don't get old unless they want them to get old. So it's kind of like reboots are almost necessary in a way. But I'm not really gonna totally defend it. But I see their point, I guess. But moving on. Another celebrity, I'm gonna call them because they're cool. Um, Recently, my friend was saying you should check out this group, this band. They're very cool. I like their music, and they're all comic book and video game music related. Kirby Crackle. I had a Wolverine thing that I had, and they signed it. The song is called "On and On," where it's pretty much all about Wolverine. And as you can tell, like I said, they signed it, which was really cool. Very nice guy, Kyle Stevens, I believe his name is. Um, Very, very cool. If you never heard Kirby Crackle, look them up. Especially if you're a comic book and video game fan, their music is just really, really good. It's very, very cool. And I said to him, I was like, their band is pretty much the only band that's gotten the comic book music and video game stuff down right. They did a good job. So if they're watching this, keep up the good work. I love the music. Keep it coming. Good stuff. Moving on to my comic portion of this whole thing, and like I said, I will show you a lot of photos and stuff at the end of the episodes. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna make it, so we'll just play it by ear. A lot of the people I didn't get meet. Being sick messes with you. Mike Diodato Jr. I had a lot of his stuff I really wanted to get signed, but he didn't show. Sucks. Dwayne Srisky. I can't say his last name again. Like I said, he did the writing for Iron Fist. I just wanted to get it signed, but he didn't. He wasn't there. Rick Bryant. His thing was there, but I didn't see him. Every time I went to his booth, he wasn't there. So I don't know if he was there or he wasn't. But he did the writing on Action Comics. But again, what can you do? Ariel Olivetti. His thing was there again. Like I said, every time I went there, he wasn't there. So it's another one. I don't know if he was around or not. I didn't see him. Chuck Rosansky, who's actually the owner of Mile High Comics. I didn't see him at first, but I actually did see him walking around, and it just sucked because every time I saw him walking around, I didn't have my camera on me. Because all right, granted, he's not really a celebrity, but it'd be just kind of cool to get a photo with the guy that has pretty much the most comics, and started a business. Because I wanted to ask him a couple questions, but again, it was just too quick. Whoosh, there he goes. Oh, damn. I didn't get a chance to meet DDP, the wrestler. It sucked because once again, like I met Lita and he was there, and then when I went to go to DDP's section, he went out on a break, and then when I came back around, he still wasn't there, and I'm like, oh man, so that sucks. I didn't get a chance to meet him. Jimmy Hart, he was a cool guy. When I was talking to Paul Bearer, he was talking to me, and I didn't have any cash on me, so when I went to the ATM to come back and get his autograph and photo, of course he was on break, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So it's one of those things. You just it's just the way it happens. Same thing with Shannon Elizabeth was there from American Pie. Same thing. Went to go take a look, and she was on break. So once again, what can I tell you? I actually made a list of all the people I wanted to track down, so I didn't get too crazy. The Bella twins, I missed them. One thing that did piss me off, and I really want to know, not just why, but why they keep doing stuff, is James O'Barr was supposed to be there at the convention, and every year I've gone to the convention, they've put up his photo, saying he's going to be there, but they never ever put him. Like when you look at the Philadelphia Comic Con or any of the Comic Con, the Wizard Comic Con webpage, it shows everyone's supposed to be there, and then it'll tell you cancellations on the right side. But you can't always go by the photo, because when you look on the right side, there's like a whole list of stuff, and they'll have like a little section where it's the celebrities and guests and stuff like that. When you click that, it'll tell you where every person's going to be, like what their booth is and stuff like that. 99% of the time, if they're not on that list, they're not showing. And every year they show James O'Barr's picture and whatever, and yet he's never on that list. So again, I got fooled, and I'm like, oh, it'd be cool. He's advertised again, and I actually sent the message to Wizard, saying, is he going to be there? I'm just really curious because I really want to meet him. It'd be really awesome to get stuff signed, and of course, didn't get any answer from them. They didn't send me any kind of a message, and then again, when I got to the convention, he wasn't there, so that kind of pissed me off. And nobody ever seems to know why they advertise him and he's never there, or I don't even think they even tell him. I really think they just kind of throw him on there and don't even let him know, like, hey, we're having a convention. But who knows? If anyone ever knows the answer to that, of why they advertise him constantly and he doesn't show, I'd love to know. So please throw a comment on here and let me know how that works, because it was kind of disappointing. But again, moving on to the comic book section. I'm going to try to get through these best I can. Again, I really went crazy, and I bought a lot of comics, but I got them really cheap, so it wasn't really kind of like me being evil and greedy. It just kind of like I was able to get them cheap, and I'm not really good at talking people down on prices. But like I said, when you have a low budget, what the hell, give it a shot. What the worst they can say is, no, I can't do that. Okay, fine, and then you decide whether or not you want to pay the price or not. But it was good. I was very good at the. I guess maybe I have a knack for it now. My parents always said I had a silver tongue or a forked tongue or something like that, and I can talk people on anything sometimes. But it's not really true. Especially, it doesn't work on my fiance. My fiance, if I try that, she kicks my ass. So, but moving on to the comic section. I did pick up 2 comics that I wanted that I didn't see in the comic store I normally go to. This was at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. They had them, so I figured, what the hell. It was this Avengers one. I just thought the cover was awesome. I actually had a pretty good fight in there. It was Colossus versus Spider-Man, which Colossus, as you know, is now the Juggernaut, basically. So it was. I mean, Spider-Man usually kicks the crap out of the Juggernaut pretty easily, but this time I'm not really gonna give it away. But it was a pretty quick fight. Um, Also, they had this other one that I got. I'm sorry, this wasn't the one with the versus. This is a different one. I apologize. They were both the same kind of thing. This one was the one where Spider-Man fought the Juggernaut Colossus, and Gambit fought Captain America. All right, so this one, whatever I just said about the Colossus thing and Juggernaut, that goes pertains to this. Um, anyway, and the Gambit Captain America fight was freaking awesome. And like I said, I'm not going to give it away because it's worth reading. So if you can find this one anywhere, pick it up. It was really cool. It did have, I mean, like I said, the fights were pretty quick, but they ended differently than you would expect. Let's put it that way. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. But moving on, moving on. My pride and joy thing that I got. I had gotten this comic a while ago because I just thought it was cool, and I read it. It was very interesting, and I just liked it because it did remind me of the Amazing Spider-Man. Was Stan Lee meets the Amazing Spider-Man, and as you can see right there, I got it signed. Signed. Um, I was having a tough time trying to figure out what I wanted Stan Lee to sign besides my Marvel poster because that was one of the main things I wanted to have him sign the poster. But I definitely wanted to have a comic signed by him. You have to have a comic signed. And I kept looking through all my stuff, and everything I had, it was always one issue after he had left the book. And I'm like, oh man, like Spider-Man. I only had up to 101 or 102, whichever the one the Lizard and Morbius were in, and he left on 100. So I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I didn't have anything that he did in Spider-Man that he wrote, that actually wrote. I mean, you can get anything signed you want, that's fine, but I just thought it would be cooler to have one that he actually wrote and did to have signed. And I had this thing, and when I saw it was Lee, I thought it was Jim Lee or something like that was doing it. But if you can see on the right there, it's him. He actually wrote this part of it actually. So it was very cool. I'm like, you know what the hell? I'll get that signed. And my fiance's like, how many people have that one signed? Which a lot of people do have it signed. I thought again I was original, but every time you think you're original, trust me, there's somebody out there who already did it. But it's worth a shot. So that was very cool. I had him sign that, and he looked at it. He said, "That's awesome," And one of the cool things when I was waiting on the line, so you get the stories with the stuff. That's what makes this good. Very nice people. I think I mentioned, like, especially people in costume. They're always very cool. I love looking at the costumes. People just put a lot of time and effort, and it just comes out amazing. But on the line, there was a lot of cool people talking about, like obviously Stan Lee and stuff. And I just love looking at all the things that people wanted to get signed. Like they had people that had original artwork that Stan Lee actually drew, getting signed. Were very cool. One guy actually had Amazing Fantasy number 15, which is the first Spider-Man, in pretty good condition. I mean, he was probably maybe like a 7, like a 6 or 7, if you had to grade it. But that's cool. I mean, this guy had like a little safe, like hanging, and he had it in there. And another guy had Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Just amazing, just looking at the stuff. One guy actually had the first Wolverine, the Incredible Hulk 181, that he had signed by the creator Herb Trimp. Like I said, my names suck. I'm not good at it, so I try my best. So I hope they never get mad if they ever say like, "You pronounced my name wrong." I apologize. I do. I just suck at it. But he had that signed, and he was getting that signed by Stan Lee as well, which even though Stan Lee didn't have anything to do with Wolverine, he did have stuff to do with the Hulk, so there you go. But anyway, moving on. Just, like I said, one guy actually had a Spider-Man suit he was getting signed. Cool. Moving on to, let's see. I actually got, like I said, Mark Tixeria, however you say his last name. A couple years ago, I did meet him, and I had my Ghost Rider number 1, the newer version of Ghost Rider signed. And a Psylocke print, like I've probably shown before, but I'll show it again later, another episode. But I figured, what else can I get him to have signed? So I got my other Ghost Rider number 1 signed. I figured, what the hell, might as well have both number 1 signed. As you can see, it's still trying to get used to these webcams, but signed right there. I actually had him sign my Ghost Rider number 3, signed on top. And another cool one that glows in the dark, which I just thought would pretty cool to have signed, is this one. Very, very cool, number 15. The whole flame and the eyes glow in the dark, which is cool. He said that was actually one of his favorite ones because they said that when he originally was going to do it, they wanted a smaller thing, and he said, you got to do the whole cover like that because they wanted, I guess, different things on the cover. And he told Marvel, it's going to look a lot better if you let me do it the way I want to do it. And they did, and he was right. He was a very nice guy. The only thing that sucked is he was only signed in 3 things. So I got my 3 books signed, and I know what you're saying. How'd you get the poster signed if you got the 3 books signed? Basically, what I did is I had, like I said, I had the 3 things signed, and then my fiance, I asked her, I was like, can you go over there, see that guy right there? And she's like, yeah. I was like, can you go and take this poster over there and get it signed? And she's like, all right. Yeah. So that's how you beat the system, people. You send somebody else to do your dirty work. So that's how I got my poster signed, even though I got the 3 things. But very cool. Moving on. Let's see. To quite a lot. This might get a little crazy, like I said. But this guy was very, very nice. Alex Saviak. Like I said, I really am bad with names. But he did a huge run on Web of Spider-Man. And I basically, every Web of Spider-Man book I have, it was him doing the artwork. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Getting better though. So I was kind of like, should I really bring, every Web of Spider-Man I have, is that evil? And technically it was, and I felt kind of bad because there was really nobody on his line. But he was such a nice guy, he really was, and he wasn't charging for anything. And I said to him, I was like, I have this stack, as you can see, of comics, and I was like, I really do love your work. You did some cool stuff. Is there any way you could sign this? And he's like, no, it's no problem at all. He's like, it's giving me something to do. And he was really cool, and he kept asking, he's like, do they sell coffee around here? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't see anything. So when he signed everything, I told him, I was like, I'll definitely, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. It's the least I can do. And but unfortunately, there was no coffee in that convention. I went everywhere. I went to every snack stand. They didn't have anything, so I felt kind of bad when I came back and said they didn't have anything. But he's like, what can you do? So, but he had a couple waters there, so I guess he was all right. But moving on, I got him to sign my number 47 of Web of Spider-Man, as you can see by the fist. It's signed. Very cool. Number 50. Where is it signed? There it is, on the top over there by Sandman. Very cool. Number 63. I actually thought this was cool because when I got this when I was a kid, I thought that was Venom, but it wasn't. It's actually like a dream kind of sequence thing. And Alex Saviak said this was his favorite issue to do. He just loved it. He loved creating it. So, hey, like I said, you get the stories with everything. I got him to sign my number 67. 66, I'm sorry. I'm losing it. Up there by the, where it says New Allies. Number 69. Right where the Hulk's fist is. He said this was another one of his favorite issues because he got a chance to draw the Hulk. I guess that's like a thing because everyone wants to draw the Hulk. We got him to sign my Spider Hulk, which is very cool. Where's the oh, duh. At the top up there. Very cool. Number 84. See it? He said this was his best ongoing thing. The Name of the Rose. He loved that storyline. Let's see, number, was it 85, right by the swords. Very cool. Like I said, as you can see, my stuff jumps around a little bit because, I got comics when I could. But there you go. Number 86. Number 87. Like I said, I had a huge stack. 88, which is right by the gun blast there. Number 89, right on the Kingpin's head. Let's see, number 90, which is a hologram, which is pretty cool. Something on the bottom. Number 93, the bottom down there. Number 94, again on the bottom. Number 95, right there. Now this one was a cool one too because this is number 96. not only did I have him sign it, but Mark Texeria, who did the cover, I got them both sign it. As you can see on the bottom, that's Mark Texeria, and then on top is Alex Saviak, which is pretty cool. And this one I had to get signed because so many people hated it when it came out, and I just thought it would be cool to have signed. Is the Spidey armor when it came out? So you see, I got it signed. He said it was a real bitch to draw that. He said it was the biggest pain in the ass, and he was pretty shocked that it flopped, that nobody liked it. But I thought it was kind of cool. Let's see, number 102. It's when the Maximum Carnage came around. Number 103. Got it signed by Spidey's arm down there. And number 110, which is signed on the top. Very cool. Very cool. Like I said, lots of stacks, so it's going to be a multiple part thing because I have a lot of comics that I got and a lot of stuff signed. Ramon Box, I believe his name. Move on to him. Got him to sign my front line over there. And another front line right there. Very cool. Bob McLeod, who was the co-creator of the New Mutants, I got him to sign. I was pissed because I forgot my one of the books that I had, but what can you do? Bob McLeod, like I said, got him to sign my Spectacular Spider-Man number 189, which is a hologram. It's on the bottom, and my Venom. What was this thing? The Enemy Within. Yep. This actually goes in the dark too, which is pretty cool. And to any of my friends that obviously they know me, but went to my house when I lived in Lindenhurst, I actually drew this at the bottom of the stairs to the entrance to my little room. I painted the wall. It was concrete. It was all white, but I painted it black when he would walk down the stairs, and I actually drew this on the wall. Obviously, it didn't go in the dark. But think about it. When you got no lights on, and you turn the light on, and then all of a sudden you see this in the white. Just exactly like this, and people were just like, "Oh my god, that's cool." It was one of my little things, but too bad I never got a photo of it. But hey, got the comic, so memories. Yannick Paquette, like I said, can never say anyone's name, so I hope I'm not really trying to piss them off. But my Return of Bruce Wayne number 3, got it signed, as well as my Wolverine Origins. Very cool, which is number 31. Very cool. Moving on. Arthur Sidum, however you say it, Zombie King. Let's see, I got it. You can kind of see it in the red. It's a little. There we go. Right, right here. It's kind of tough to see, but it's there. That was limited edition, the one shot, number 1. This is the Army of Darkness one that he did. Number 1. You see on the bottom. It's signed. There's number 2. That one's a pretty good signature, you can see on the bottom. And number 3. See on the right underneath Ash. Very cool. Moving on to another big stack, which, well, like I said, the guy was extremely nice. Oh, wait, no, actually, I got other ones, I'm sorry. Forgot about that big stack. But Greg Capullo, I believe his last name is. Got him to sign my, oh, there it is, Batman number 1, as well as number 2. That's it, on the cape. And number 3. Very nice guy, too. He was very cool. He was answering all my stuff. I said, I like your work, and he was very happy. He's like, good. He's like, I'm glad. He's like, because it's people like you, fans, that make me love my job. Very cool. Nathan Edmondson, who's the writer of Grifter. I got him to sign Grifter number 1. You can see the signature over there. And number 2. You see by the eye up there. Signed. Very cool. Nice guy. Steven Segovia, like I said, cool guy. Got him to sign my, excuse me, my Wolverine Origins. As you can see on the claw, it's signed. As well as, this one's kind of rough to make out because you can see it, but it's on the side up here. You can't really see it too well, but it's in red. It kind of blends in, but it's signed. My Wolverine Manifest Destiny number 1, signed on the bottom right here. As well as another Dark Wolverine. signed up here, somewhere over there. I had better lighting, but yeah, do what you can. Now the Wolverine Origins, as you can see, it's signed. All these are signed. Let's put it that way. It's going to save me the time of actually. As you can see, it's signed. But they're signed. Another the Dark Wolverine right there. Moving on, like I said, to the big stack of stuff. Like I said, I did meet Neil Adams and George Perez, so it's pretty cool. Because when the Avengers, when they had a finale, Neil Adams. Let's see, where is this? Neil Adams is on the bottom. I got signed right there on the bottom, as well as George Perez on the top, which is pretty cool. So that's another double signature that I liked. But George Perez, can't say enough good things about him. Just really nice guy. I got a photo with him. He was just really cool. He was funny. He was signing 10 things. 12 things. So again, I was evil. Like I said, I had a stack. So I took 12 things out of there. Well, actually 11 things in the poster, the Marvel poster, and then I gave my fiance the other leftovers, and she got them signed. It's tricky, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But he was cool. He didn't even flinch. He's like, all right, no problem. Just hand him over. And I was talking to him. I said, I love his work because his work really is awesome. He does just really good detail. So if you ever see any of his stuff, like I said, it's worth picking up because he does good things. I did show you the one, but this episode is getting a little bit on the lengthy side, so I'm gonna have to cut this into make this part 2, like I said. So when you come back for part 3, I will show you the other George Perez stuff I got signed, as well as some really cool books I was able to pick up. So come back for part 3. I hope you like part 1 as much as I loved going to the Philadelphia and the Comic-Con, and hopefully you like part 2. I know I ramble on and I talk and talk, but it's part of the cool things about the show. Not only are you getting a look at the stuff that I got, but you're getting the stories with it, and how cool the people are, and who to meet and stuff, and so on. But anyway, come back for part 3. You won't be disappointed. Later.